All right, James, it's time for you to clean up.
No.
Yeah, it's time for dinner. We're gonna clean up.
No.
James, I said it's time to clean up.
No.
Shared control is an antecedent intervention. Antecedent interventions reduce the likelihood the challenging behavior occurs because it manipulates what happens before the challenging behavior typically occurs. Shared control is also referred to as choice because essentially all you're doing is providing a choice between two different options. And that's also why it's shared control. So you're in control of what options are available to the child, and the child gets to pick which options are best for him. All right, James, it's time to clean up for dinner. Do you want to clean up the circuits or the Legos first?
Circuits.
All right, go ahead. Nice job cleaning up the circuits. Do you want to clean up the Legos or the coloring books first?
Coloring books.
All right, go ahead. Nice job. All right, it's time for you to clean up the Legos, but after you clean up the Legos, you can have a few minutes on the tablet before you wash your hands for dinner. Sound good?
Okay.
Okay, excellent. No one likes to be told no, which is why this intervention works so well across a variety of different functions. You can be really creative with this, but keep in mind that the two options you present must be equally acceptable to you, because once the child makes a choice, you must honor that choice. Otherwise, this intervention will stop working. Let's look at an example. If transitions are traditionally difficult for your child, you can say something like, do you want to open the door or do you want me to? So what's important is walking through the door. It doesn't really matter who opens the door. So both of those choices can be equally acceptable, and it allows the child to feel like they are in control of the situation. Another option might be if you want the child to play. You can say, well, do you want to play with the trains or do you want to play with the puzzles? So you're not necessarily providing a choice of what the child might prefer to play with. Maybe he really wants to play with a computer, but that's not a choice. You can say, well, you can play with the trains or the puzzles, which works best for you. You can manipulate some of this by offering a choice that he's really likely to choose and one that he's less likely to choose. So if you want him to do puzzles, but he only sort of likes puzzles, but he really doesn't like reading books, for example, you might say, well, do you want to do a puzzle or read a book? And in that way, you can kind of shape his willingness to do some of those activities that he might be less inclined to do by offering choices that he's less likely to select over the others. As I said, because you are sharing control, this intervention actually really works well across a variety of different functions. You can become really creative with this and recognize that almost everything presents a choice. And so for children who have very little control over a lot of things that are going on in their lives, this intervention is really a wonderful tool and something that you can practice and get better at incorporating within your everyday life. Nice job cleaning up the Legos. Here's the tablet.